Saudi Arabia has reacted angrily after the US Senate voted to withdraw military aid for the war in Yemen, where the Saudis are leading a coalition fighting rebels. The Senate also blamed the Saudi crown prince for the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi, a United States resident. Saudi Arabia described the vote as interference based on untrue allegations. Thursday's Senate resolution was mostly symbolic and is unlikely to become law. However, it is seen as a rebuke to Donald Trump's Saudi policies. It was the first time a chamber of the United States Congress had agreed to pull United States forces from a military conflict under the 1973 War Powers Act. Saudi Arabia is leading a coalition fighting Houthi rebels in Yemen and has received logistical and intelligence support from the US. The kingdom has also come under pressure since Khashoggi, a US resident and columnist for the Washington Post, was killed while visiting the Saudi consulate in Istanbul, in Turkey, on 2 October. In a statement carried by the official Saudi press agency, the foreign ministry said, the kingdom condemns the latest position of the US Senate. It said that such a position was built on untrue allegations, and that Saudi Arabia rejected any interference in its internal affairs. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman is Saudi Arabia's de facto leader, and the Saudi government has insisted that he knew nothing about Khashoggi's killing. The kingdom has previously asserted that the murder of Saudi citizen Jamal Khashoggi is a deplorable crime that does not reflect the kingdom's policy nor its institutions, and reaffirms its rejection of any attempts to take the case out of the path of justice in the kingdom. The foreign ministry said, the US has so far not publicly responded to the Saudi statement. A non-binding resolution called upon Mr. Trump to remove all US forces engaging in hostilities in Yemen, except for those combating Islamist extremists. Some of President Trump's fellow Republicans defied him to pass the measure with Democrats by Subtract 41. The United States suspended refueling Saudi warplanes last month, and first its resolution, if it were ultimately passed into law, would prohibit that practice from resuming. The Senate then unanimously passed a resolution blaming the Saudi crown prince for Khashoggi's murder, and insisting that the kingdom hold accountable those responsible. Saudi Arabia's public prosecutor has said Khashoggi was killed on the orders of a rogue intelligence officer. Turkish officials however say they have evidence, including gruesome audio recordings, that the journalist was killed by a team of Saudi agents on orders that came from the highest levels. His body has not yet been found. Please upgrade your browser to view this content. United States media have said the CIA believes the Saudi crown prince ordered his killing. However, President Trump has dismissed the report, saying the CIA had not drawn firm conclusions. President Trump has vowed to veto the measures, and they are unlikely at present to pass the House of Representatives, which on Wednesday blocked a vote on the matter. But independent Senator Bernie Sanders, who co-sponsored the measures, said he expected the resolutions to succeed once Democrats formally take over control of the House in January following their midterm elections victory. The Trump administration had argued the bill on Yemen would undercut their support for the Saudi-led coalition against the Iranian-backed Houthi rebels. White House officials have emphasized as economic ties to the kingdom. Mr. Trump's advisor and son-in-law, Jared Kushner, has continued to cultivate ties with the prince. According to the US media, Australian actor Geoffrey Rush has denied new allegations that he acted inappropriately towards an actress. Orange is the New Black actress Yale Stone said the incidents took place when she and the Oscar-winning actor starred in a Sydney play. In 2010-11, she alleges that Mr. Rush danced naked in her presence, watched her shower, and sent her sexual text messages. Earlier this year, actress Erin G. Neville accused Mr. Rush of touching her inappropriately, a claim he denies. On Monday, Mr. Rush responded to Ms. Stone's allegations, saying they were incorrect, and in some instances, taken completely out of context. Clearly Yale has been upset on occasion by the spirited enthusiasm I generally bring to my work, the actor said in a statement released by his lawyer. I sincerely and deeply regret if I have caused her any distress. In interviews with the Australian Broadcasting Corporation, ABC, and the New York Times, Ms. Stone alleged that a string of incidents took place during a production of The Diary of a Madman. The Australian actress, Gun 25, received text messages from her co-star, Gun 59, that became increasingly sexual in nature, according to her accounts. She also alleged that the Oscar winner had once held a mirror above her when she was showering in an attempt to see her naked. I believe it was made in the spirit of a joke. The fact is it made me incredibly uncomfortable, she told the ABC. Ms. Stone said she did not complain at the time because she feared it would harm her career. There was no part of my brain considering speaking to anyone in any official capacity. This was a huge star, she told the US outlet. Mr. Rush is currently fighting a defamation case in Australia against a newspaper which published the reports of the case involving Ms. Neville. The court is yet to reach a verdict. A senior politician from India, its Congress party, has been jailed for life in the most significant conviction to date over the 1984 anti-Sikh riots. Siddharth Kumar, who was an MP at the time, was found guilty of inciting crowds to kill Sikhs. In a scathing verdict, the Delhi High Court judges said the accused evaded justice due to political patronage. More than 3,000 Sikhs died in riots following the assassination of them. PM Indira Gandhi by her Sikh bodyguards. They were angry at her decision to send the army into the Golden Temple. Sikhism is holiest shrine to flush out militants. Earlier in the year, the killing of Mrs. Gandhi, who belonged to the Congress Now India's main opposition party, saw mobs attack and murder members of the Sikh community across the country. The worst violence took place in the capital, Delhi, where more than 2,700 Sikhs are believed to have died. For 34 years, high-profile politicians accused of involvement in the anti-Sikh riots had evaded justice on Monday. This changed with Siddharth Kumar's conviction. There are a number of cases against Kumar relating to the riots. Monday's verdict is specifically over the killing of a family of 5 in Delhi. Kumar, 73, had been previously acquitted by a lower court for his role in the riots, but the verdict was challenged by the country's top investigative agency, which said he had been involved in a conspiracy of terrifying proportions with the police. Jagdish Kaur, whose son and husband were among 5 family members brutally killed, described the verdict as a little bomb applied after a long time to our scars. At least one high-profile accused will now go to jail, she said. Another victim, whose father was burnt alive by mobs before her eyes, wept as she thanked the court for delivering justice after 35 years. Her case remains in the court system. Ms. Kaur told BBC Punjab's updated Aliwal she was happy that Kumar had received a life sentence, because a death penalty would have meant he would have died in a moment. But now, he will suffer. Kumar was convicted after several eyewitnesses testified against him. for inciting mobs in Delhi's Sultanpuri area. One witness said she had seen him addressing a crowd, telling them that Sikhs had killed his mother, a reference to Mrs. Gandhi. Delhi High Court Justice S. Muralidhar and Vinod Goel found Kumar guilty of criminal conspiracy, promoting enmity and acts against communal harmony, and ordered him not to leave the city and surrender by 31 December. In the summer of 1947, many people were massacred during the partition of India. 37 years later, Delhi witnessed a similar tragedy. The accused enjoyed political patronage and escaped trial. The judge said. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley welcomed the verdict. However, opposition leader and Congress Party President Rahul Gandhi has not made a statement yet. Following the verdict, Sawan Kumar, Delhi High Court and 1984 Sikh genocide were trending on Twitter in India, with thousands of people tweeting about the case.